Yeah, 0 to 100 grand a month. How did you get there? What worked? And then also like what were some of the biggest mistakes? And then after that, we'll go 100K to a million a month to where you're at now, and kind of like any plateaus and the mistakes you made and kind of how you broke through. But let's start with like 0 to 100K a month selling fitness coaching. What did that look like? And what was like the breakthrough moment? And where were a bunch of the big mistakes?
Yeah, it was brutal, man. Like I got cut from the NFL at 27 years old, one-way ticket back to Salt Lake City, and I opened up a physical gym. So I was a sports performance gym. 2010, I opened up, and until 2018, it was me training a lot of athletes and kind of dabbling into general pop when Hormozy came in and did the gym launch thing. And so that was like my first understanding that you could get a client that wasn't a referral and not word of mouth. It was like throw an ad up and have people walk into your building and close them on a package. It was like foreign to me. So when that started happening, I was like, oh my God, and at the same time, 2018, me and my wife had our first child, and I was the gym guy that was training people at 5 a.m. and training, getting home at 9 p.m. I'm like, this is not the life. The gym always did around 200 to 300 grand, and I probably spent 190. So a lot of times I thought back and was like, I could have made more money working at McDonald's. 2019 happened, and I started dabbling online. Right. And so I hired another guy, Tanner Chittister, and he was like the first guy that I saw made $1 million coaching people in online fitness. I'm like, I've always invested, even when I didn't have the money. I'm like, if that guy can do it, I just want to know how. Here's 12 grand or 16 grand or whatever it was. And he kind of showed me how he started his business. And so I started, going down that road. And 2020 was the first, it was July of 2020. It was the first time I made 100 grand in a month. And so I opened my gym July of 2010. So I'm a very slow learner, very super slow. Took 10 years to make that first 100K month. And so for the backtracking about 12 months, the gym was doing about 20K. The online thing was doing about 20K. And I was kind of chasing two rabbits. And I had dinner with Hormozy one time, and he said, you got to choose A or B,
right? And
do whichever one you want to do, but you're never going to get there doing both. And so I didn't listen to him. COVID happened. Salt Lake City shut down all the gyms, and I made a video to all my members, and I said, I don't know how long this thing's going to last. I don't care. This gym's never opening back up. If you want to transfer into the online version of what we do, you can do so. If not, I'll rip up your contracts. And 98% of people ripped up their contracts, and I started fresh online. But with that singular focus, it took about 60 days, and we hit that 100K month.